Hello ladies, today is all about the pelvic floor, but we like to do things differently here. So come and join me. This is all to really help if you're having obviously some incontinence issues or if you're wanting to prevent. So we start on our knees, on our elbows. We really want to use gravity as our friend here. So we're going to really drop down and the weight of the bladder now gets pulled down into our tummy, which is fantastic. That's what we're looking for. Now, in this position, just give your bottom a little bit of a wiggle, as if you have a tail on and you're just gently wagging your tail, giving it a little shake from side to side. Can you imagine the space between your two sit bones, which are those bony bits back here? Imagine that space getting wider. I always think Kim Kardashian or kind of Beyonce butt in this position. And then we're just going to stop the wiggling and keep that width to our hips. As you breathe in, the stomach gets bigger. We drop the tummy down and therefore our back starts to arch more. I'm not collapsing, it doesn't hurt my back. I'm taking it to where I feel okay. And then as we're breathing out, the stomach does quite a big suck up and in as the pelvis slightly tucks. The breath in gets our belly big, gets our spine to drop down a little, and then the breath out is quite a quick in of the stomach and rounding of the spine. We breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in through the nose. For this one, breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Widen your sit bones. The widening of your sit bones switches on your pelvic floor, okay? In and out and in and out. Nice work. And then come back to what we would consider like a natural curve of your spine. Wiggle your left knee in a little bit narrower and let your right leg now stretch out, pointing your foot. Breathing in, lifting up. Now, as your foot comes down, can you think wide sit bones? No bum tucking, okay? Breathing in, lift it. Breathing out, lower it. So again, all of these movements are trying to pull your bladder forward to your tummy, pulling it away from the outlet, your urethra. So then we're trying to create more of what we call a bend in the straw, okay? We want to bend the straw just like we would bend a hose to stop it from leaking. We continue for 5. Strong upper body, of course, for 4. And 3. And 2. One more. Bring it in. And then it's just nice, before we change sides, just bring the arms stretched out. Child pose, always a lovely go-to position. And then simply return. So, left leg is long. Sit bones, remember they're wide. Remember our little waggy tails. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And think about the weight of your bladder dropping forward onto your tummy. Yeah, it's all good. It's happy there, I promise. We lift up. We lift down. Keep strong through your upper body. And lift. And lower. And lift. Inhale every time you come up. Exhale to tap. 3 to go. Lift. And tap. And 2. And tap. And 1. And tap. And then again, bring it in. But this time, come up onto your hands. Tucking your toes underneath you. Wide sit bones. You're getting the gist? We want wide sit bones. We come up to our downward dog. Our heels lift and lower. 1. And 2. Now, as you're doing these moves, if you want to start to think about a gentle activation through your pelvic floor area, you can. So it's just a slight feeling of stopping yourself from doing a wee. Just get that sensation, very subtle. And you might be thinking, how do I do this in this position? Don't worry. If you can't feel it, that's cool. We're going to try different positions. I've lost count. At least I'm honest. 2 more. I could have pretended. Alrighty. And then just let your feet kind of walk in. Let your hands walk in, whatever suits you. And then bring yourself up to standing, okay? Hands are now on our hips. When I look down at my feet, I'll just face you for a sec. The feet are shoulder distance apart, so give them a little bit of wiggle room, okay? Now, like when we were on our elbows and knees, we're going to start to bend our legs Bottom is going back, sit bones are wide. Hold this little squat, and then again, just do a tiny, tiny, tiny little tail wag, test tail wag, just to get that feeling of wide sit bones not tucking under this way, okay? And then we're gonna just press ourselves back up to standing. Go, hips back, fold, 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 breathing in, holding it there, and then slide down if you can onto those elbows. If you need to sit on a chair, ladies, that is an option. Breathing in, belly gets bigger. Now breathing out, and just think of a very subtle pelvic floor connection. So what I am trying to visualize is those two sit bones. I'm almost imagining the muscles between could just pull those sit bones closer together. Yeah, the bones themselves aren't moving, it's just an image. Create a little force field, a little activation between those muscles. One more, breathing in, breathing out, a gentle activation, and then let your spine curve a little bit as you roll yourself all the way up. Okay, arms swing up, squats, sensational to get that pelvic floor active. So we're going to swing our arms back as our bottom goes back, as we feel like we're diving or shooting through the air, I should say, and then everything comes back up. That's going to be our breath in. So we're going to go lift and feel really tall. The breath out, bottom goes back, fingertips touch the wall behind us, and then we lift and stand, breathing in. Breathing out, press back and lift up. Can we really try and get our breath going in through the nose and out through the nose as well, okay? So breathe out through the nose, breathe in through the nose. Keeping your mouth gently pressed together. You don't have to listen to my breathing because I'm talking. I'm going to have to start breathing a little bit through my mouth. But the nostril breathing is the best for you, okay? 4 more. Wide sit bones, lift. And 3. Lift. And 2. Lift. Of course, we're going to hold it. We like to hold, we like to pulse here. Wider sit bones. 1, 2. And again, if you need to think about just very gently tightening your pelvic floor whilst you're pulsing, go for it, okay? I'm always thinking wide sit bones, always. My thighs, I imagine them rolling almost inwards a little bit, turning inside my socket, as if they were 2 little door handles just rotating around there. Pressing for 3, pressing for 2, pressing for 1. Come all the way up. And then let those arms come all the way out. Give your shoulders a little bit of a swirl. And then turn your legs out into what we call, well, it's a big second position here. We're going to go into a sumo squat. So start with your arms crossed. Swing the arms out and let those knees bend. Chest is up. We're not leaning forward on this one. And then the heels of your feet, it's like they're going to be drawing in and together, okay? We go down. We come up. Now with all of these movements here, again, we're just thinking about what those sit bones are up to. So imagining them widening, and the muscles, all those pelvic floor muscles that are sitting between sit bones, pubic bone, and tailbone, those muscles are getting stretched out like a strong elastic band, okay? Down we go, breathing in. Up we go, exhaling. And down, inhale, and up, exhale. 3 more. Using your breath in and out through your nose. And 2. And lift. And 1. And lift. And then walk it in. Give yourself a pat on the back because you are done for the day. We will see you next time. Bye.